Hello, friends, and thank you as always for visiting the Legend Sports Universe YouTube channel, Legend Sports Universe, where legends play forever. The Franchise Stars Football League has reached week 14 of year 1 of the FSFL, and we head to Oakland, California, where the Minnesota Vikings visit the Oakland Raiders. The Raiders, the best team in football at the moment, a record of 11-1. They have been sensational on both sides of the football. The Vikings are in a bit of an odd spot. They lead the NFC North, but the NFC North has been terrible. The Packers have severely underperformed. The Bears and Lions are awful. And Bud Grant's Vikings, despite an inconsistency that has left them at 6-6, currently still lead the division a game ahead of Green Bay. But that division lead and a playoff spot along with it are both tenuous for Minnesota, who now must come in here to Oakland to take on the juggernaut of the season in the Raiders. Appreciate you tuning in here. Haven't done a football one in a few days. Haven't done a live broadcast in a few days that I've actually called. We had a bunch of basketball games on the channel with the launch of the Franchise Stars Basketball Association, but excited to get week 14 rolling here. Raiders kick off, Minnesota receives. Vikings will start off from their 24, and Kirk Cousins will lead the way for Bud Grant's Vikings. Cousins, of course, a terrific relationship with his leading receiver, Randy Moss. Cousins has been solid this year. 21 TDs, 12 picks, but it seems like most of those picks have come at terrible spots. Several in the red zone, which of course a big no-no, and the Vikings have paid a price for it. Cousins drops back, short drop. Pass there, he's got Moss. First down out across the 35 to the 38 and a 14-yard pickup. Gets things underway for Minnesota. Dalvin Cook, the lead back. Michael Bennett has been hurt for several weeks. Cousins drops back, looks, they're going to go for a money shot right away. Deep shot down the right-hand side. Tipped away. Lester Hayes in coverage. Knocks it away. This Raiders defense and the secondary in particular have been ball hawks. You saw Lester Hayes with the pick six a week ago. Short pass there. Out across the 45. That'll get it to 3rd and 2. Shanko with the stop. Usually, with the catch rather. Usually he's more of a blocking tight end for these Vikings. 3rd and 2 from the 46. It's a play action again. Pass over the middle and Cousins is picked off. Cousins is picked off. Dan Connors. And just like that, Kirk Cousins, well, it's on the opening drive of the game, but I think you can still consider that an inopportune time. The Vikings desperate for momentum. He went to hit Cook out of the backfield, and Connors picks it off. The Raiders will get the ball in Minnesota territory for their first drive as Ken Stabler strolls onto the field here in Oakland. Stabler completing over 60% of his passes, 20 touchdowns, 12 interceptions for Snake on the year. This Raiders offense under John Madden has relied very heavily on the run. They've ground Marcus Allen into the turf week after week, but Allen says he's still good to go. The league's second leading rusher. He's hammered there, gets to the line of scrimmage, but nowhere else. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 42. Jim Brown of the Browns leads the league in rushing. Allen second. Hand off, Allen up the middle, and he's hammered. Jeff Simon with the stop there. So 2 running plays off the bat for the Raiders. Go nowhere. Again, this front four for the Vikings is sensational. Page, Eller, Millard, Randall. A great group, but there's a slant over the middle and Tim Brown, and this is what has happened to the Vikings. So often this year, the Vikings defense plays well, but they give up a couple of big plays. The offense commits a costly turnover, and the Vikings find themselves on the short end. Slant there over the middle, nothing fancy, but Tim Brown splits the defense, and after the Cousins interception on the Vikings opening drive, the Raiders put it into the end zone 3 minutes in Oakland. It's 7-0. Raiders on top. An assumption there, but we'll assume the extra point. And it's good. Barr puts it through. So that's about as terrible an opening as you could have thought if you are a Vikings fan. Barr's kickoff taken at the 8. Vikings will get drive number 2, hopefully with a better result. Again, the Vikings have been fortunate because their division has been terrible. The Packers have significantly underperformed. Green Bay getting dismantled by the Chiefs at home a week ago. But the Packers are 5-7. Packers won the preseason tournament, if you remember, that I ran when I was getting this project set up. They have not been able to carry that into the regular season, though. 8-yard pickup there, 2nd and 2. Handoff, Cook, out across the 35, brought down at the 40. 8-yard pickup for Cook. It's a first down. Cousins under center. Takes the snap. It's Cook again. Handoff there. He'll pick up a couple. Howie Long in on the tackle with Dan Connors. Connors, one of the more unsung guys of this defense, but he's been really, really solid in the middle. Shotgun draw play. And wrapped up by Howie Long. Terrific tackle by Long. Cook had some room there. And Long trips him up to kill that play. 3rd and 7 from the 43. Cousins drops, stands in. Steps up in the pocket. Cousins is going to take off. He's got the first down. Nice job by Cousins. Picks up 11, gets into Raiders territory to the 46. So a good job there by Cousins, who will excite you at times and make you rip your hair out others. 1st and 10, it's Cook. Again, Bud Grant's offense, generally run heavy. They've been fairly balanced so far in this one. Once again, it's Cook. Again, Cook. The plan was for Cook and Michael Bennett to split carries when the season started, but once Bennett got hurt, Cook has carried the load. He'll check out at this point. Osborne to beat back now. 3rd and 3 from the 39. There is Osborne. Cuts it back nicely. He's got a first down inside the Oakland 30. He gets down to the 25. 14 yards on that one for Dave Osborne. Not sure if that was designed to be a counter, but Osborne turned it into one. Cut it back, saw a hole, and gets down to the Oakland 25-yard line as we come up on 6.5 minutes left here in the opening frame. Play action, Cousins. Steps up, throws, incomplete. Intended for Thielen. It'll be 2nd and 10. Quick pass there, complete. That one to Thielen down inside the 20. He'll get down to the 17. It'll be 3rd and 2. Second catch of the game for Thielen. I formation behind Cousins. Thielen to the high side. They give it to Cook. Up the middle. Fights for the extra yardage and gets to the first down. Good job by Dalvin Cook. Keating on the stop. Chains will move. Kicking down. Cook looks for an opening. Slithers. He gets himself a yard. Nothing more than that available there. Eddie Anderson comes up for the stop. It'll be 2nd and 9. From the Raider 14. Play action. Cousins looks. End zone. Touchdown, Randy Moss. So the Vikings, after the opening drive interception leads to the Raiders touchdown, the Vikings right the ship, march down the field. Cousins finds Moss. And Minnesota, pending the extra point, will tie it up. Moss creates some space there, reels that one in from Cousins. Blair Walsh comes on for the extra point. Snap, the kick, it is up, and it is good. 13 plays, 76 yards, and 7:22. Excellent drive by Bud Grant's Vikings. We're tied at 7 in Oakland. Walsh Walsh's kick taken at the 4. Out across the 20 to the 26-yard line, and that's where Stabler and company will get going on their second drive of the game. We'll skip by that graphic too quickly there, the playoff picture graphic. So kind of in quick play mode here. Stabler dumps that one off. It's a little tight end out route, but it doesn't really go anywhere. Zach Miller with the reception. But just as at the line of scrimmage, 2nd and 10. Don't see too many 0-yard pass plays other than the running back. Pressure comes up the middle, and down goes Stabler. They picked up everybody except Hilgenberg. Hilgenberg gets to him. First sack of the game for the Vikings. Down goes Stabler as Wally Hilgenberg brings him down. This Viking squad is going to pressure you, and their defensive line is so good. They call on double teams a lot, and linebackers are able to get through if the blitz is called right. 3rd and 20. Stabler dropping back. It's collapsing around him. He throws deep down the left side. Tipped away. Stabler put a ton of air under that one. Rhodes tips it away, intended for Mervin Fernandez. And the Raiders will have to punt. Taken at the 41. They'll try to return it out to the 46. Here comes Cousins again. Handoff. Nothing doing. Second and 11 from the 45. Cook, handoff up the middle, breaks through one tackle. He's brought down. Fights his way for a few. It's 3rd and 8 from the 47. Cousins calls out the signals. We come to the final minute and a half of quarter number 1. Handoff there, Osborne. Try a little bit of trickery there. They go for the delay. On 3rd and long. Osborne gets a chunk, but it's not enough. Conservative play call there from Bud Grant here in the early going. Now that he's level after the touchdown on the last drive, you can live with that play call a little bit more. Well, some Vikings fans, I'm sure, would disagree. Punt angled here. It's going to be taken. It's taken on the run at the 11, and Brown's going to try to return it. That's pretty deep to try to return the kick, but Brown gets it out across the 20. Brown having a terrific year receiving. He's got his touchdown in this game, 67 catches. He's over the 1,000-yard mark. He and Stabler have built a very good rapport. Handoff, there's Marcus Allen. Allen across the 30, and Marcus Allen has some room. Out across the 40, out across the 45. Marcus Allen, stuffed on his first 2 carries, picks up 20 there. Out to the 47, 1st and 10. Joey Brown are none too happy about it. See if they call another play here. And they do. Handoff there, Marv Hubbard, his first carry of the game. He picks up 7. You got to think late in the season, the Raiders, the best record in football, assured of a postseason berth, that at some point they've got to start easing up on the load that Marcus Allen has carried for them this year. They have not used their secondary backs much at all. The Vikings have been stuck grinding Dalvin Cook into the ground out of necessity once Michael Bennett's been hurt, but the Raiders do it by choice. Everybody's healthy. They just continue to feed Marcus Allen. He gets it again there. Loses a yard. It will be 3rd and 4. Everson Griffin on the stop as we start quarter number 2. Shotgun, high snap. Stabler reels it in. He hands it to Allen. Not sure that's how that was drawn up, but it's how they get it. And Marcus Allen, hard running, drags Lonnie Warwick across the first down marker. And the Raiders will move the chains down to the Vikings 41. Handoff, Allen. Gets a gaping hole, gets down near the 30. So Allen, again, stuffed on his first couple carries, running strong here on this drive. 1st and 10 from the Vikings 31. Stabler drops back. He's looking, throws short. Tim Brown fights his way towards the marker. He's just shy. 2nd and inches from the 21-yard line. 2nd catch of the game for Brown. Stabler drops pressure, and he's going to throw this one away. So that'll bring up 3rd and inches from the 21. And off Allen, and he is gobbled up. Oh, terrific play by Chad Greenway. Hammers Marcus Allen, who's stopped, and that'll bring up 4th down. Attempted block there by Horton, but Horton doesn't get enough of him, and Greenway gets through. Barr will come on for the 40-yard field goal attempt. A snap, the kick, it is up, and it is good. So the Raiders reclaim the lead, 10-7 here in Oakland. Barr with the 40-yard field goal. If you've been following, you'll know that in week 13, I kind of tested, actually weeks 12 and 13, I tested out doing something where, for the most part in Madden franchise mode, a kind of an annoying little glitch is that the computer really doesn't miss field goals. And so I was basically pausing the game to run through it a quick sim of when it got to field goal situations, because if you quick sim it, sometimes they will miss field goals, so it wasn't an automatic. But I spent much of the last couple of days really testing kicker ratings and slider combinations to see if I could at least get it to miss a little bit more frequently on kicks over like 40. And I did that. It was missing a few from 40 plus. So rather than me stopping the entire flow of the game and quick simming special teams plays, which then throws a monkey wrench into things if they decide to go for it, or if they want to call a fake on those rare occasions. They've only done that once, but it just makes more sense to play it out. So basically the field goal accuracy slider in the settings is now turned down to 1. And the kicker ratings have been reduced to 60% of what their original ratings were. If you dip a kicker's accuracy rating below 50, they start shanking kickoffs out of bounds and stuff. So again, it's just kind of a bunch of testing, retesting, more testing to kind of get them to a spot where I can play it out like this and actually have them occasionally miss at least the high-risk field goals. Cousins under pressure, and he's going to be brought down. Kirk Cousins has to get rid of that ball. Derek Burgess chases down Cousins, brings him back all the way at the 21. The Raiders pick up the sack. Cousins tastes the turf. Chester McLaughlin trips over his own feet, but no matter. Actually, I'm not sure that's McLaughlin. McLaughlin's 91, not 99. But the punting unit will come on. Harry Newsom will try to get the Vikings out of trouble here. 8:45 and ticking left in the first half. Tim Brown calls for a fair catch. So Stabler and the Raiders take over in good field position again. Hand off to Allen, cuts it back, gets out across the 45. I'll stop him right there, actually. Bobby Bryant seems to be having a little bit of an issue for Minnesota. Bryant's had a very nice season for the Vikings. He would be a rough guy to lose for sure. Second and 6 coming up. Hand off Allen. Doesn't get much. He gets a good second effort there to get a couple more. It's 3rd and 3 now from the 48. Stabler drops. Pass on the drag route across the middle. That's Zach Miller down inside the Vikings 35 to the 32. Stabler now 4 of 6 with the touchdown on the long connection to Tim Brown earlier. So Miller taken down along the sideline there. A few Vikings gather to bring him out of bounds. 1st and 10 from the Minnesota 32. Handoff. Not too much there. Smith gets his first carry of the game. It's no gain. It'll be 2nd and 10. Greenway gets to him for the stop. Stabler drops back. Looks. Left-hand side. Complete. Mervin Fernandez. Down to the 21. It's an 11-yard pickup. Xavier Rhodes with the stop. Chains move again for the Raiders. Allen. Handoff. Looks for a hole. Doesn't find much. He'll pick up 3. 10 carries, 45 yards so far from Marcus Allen. As we come down to about 5.5 minutes left in the first half. Stabler drops. Pressure comes. Stabler's hit. His pass is incomplete. Intended for Miller. That'll bring up 3rd and 7. Handoff. Allen. They go for a handoff on 3rd and 7, and it works. Bud Grant's Vikings tried that same call before. They got some yardage, but it came up short. The Raiders do the same. Allen finds the marker. It'll be 1st and goal from the 9. Not wanting to take any turnover risks. Deep in the red zone. Pass there from Stabler, incomplete. It'll be 2nd and goal. Allen the lone setback. Stabler, short drop, swings it left, incomplete. Low throw by the Stabler there. I believe that was intended for Brown. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 9. Van Egan and Allen in the backfield. Stabler drops. Stands in, he's looking. He's got decent protection, but it starts fading, and Stabler goes and throws it away. Errors on the side of caution. So the Raiders will settle for another field goal attempt here. Barr will come on. This should be a chippy from 26. Snap, the kick is up and good. So the Raiders extend their lead to 6. Chris Barr puts one through. It's 13-7 Oakland with 4:29 left in the first half. Barr with the kickoff. Taken by Reed out across the 20, out across the 25. Good return before Van McElroy gives him a shot. Scott Studwell seems to have gotten dinged up on the return there. Studwell limps off. 1st and 10 from the 32. Handoff Cook. Started outside, went to cut it back, realized nothing was there, and just kind of got landlocked. 2nd and 11 from the 31. I guess it's a lineman injury for the Raiders because they've got one of their 5 random backup, quote-unquote, practice squad players getting some time in this one. But he comes up with the tackle. Good for him. Way to make a name for yourself, kid. 3rd and 7 from the 35. Matt Millen comes up for the stop. Cousins in the shotgun. Stands in. Cousins looks. Pass. Cook takes a shot just before the marker. That one is jarred loose. Otto with the hit. Cook can't hold on, and the Vikings will have to punt. 4th and 7. Newsom will come on to kick again. Fair catch called by Brown. Good coverage by the Vikings. Marcus Allen, 11 carries, 54 yards on the day. Again, Allen, the 2nd leading rusher in the league, behind Cleveland's Jim Brown, who who after a slow start the first month of the season has been otherworldly for Cleveland. You can pretty much pencil Brown in for 130 yards every week. Allen tries to go up the middle. There is nothing there for him. Chad Greenway stops him. It's a loss of 1. It'll be 2nd and 11. Elsewhere around the league, big win for the Steelers. Steelers take down the Patriots in Pittsburgh. The Steelers, along with the Cowboys, the Steelers, the Cowboys, and the Packers kind of tied for the biggest disappointments in the league this year. 3 teams that got good draws and had good pools and just have not played up to the talent on their roster, all clinging to playoff life. Steelers desperately needed that one. The Patriots have been playing very good football, but the Steelers defense came up big in that one. The Steelers got the 21-13 win. Holding call here on Harry Shue. That'll push the Raiders back 10 yards. Back to their 27. It'll be 1st and 20, minute 55 left on the clock here in the opening half. Stabler fakes. Now he stands in. He's hoping that somebody's going to get open, and they don't. Now he looks down the left sideline, zips it in, and it's grabbed. Oh, that's a heck of a play. Believe that's Siani, and it is 27 yards for Siani, who leaps and takes a shot and still holds on. Well, that's borderline whether that ball hit the ground in the ridiculous modern is it a catch nonsense. But a terrific play by Siani. Great job by Stabler to wait it out and zip that one in. Stabler stands in, looks left-hand side again. That one is deflected. Griffith bats it away. It'll be 2nd and 10. Jaguars over the Browns, 23-20. A huge game for both of those teams, particularly the Jaguars, who are on the playoff bubble. Stabler down the left-hand side, complete. Miller reels it in. That'll be a touchdown if it counts. There's a flag on the play. We'll have to take a look, and that one's coming back, holding on the Raiders. Jim Otto gets flagged. John Madden, yeah, I know it doesn't look like him, just trust me. It's John Madden. Slim Fast does wonderful things. Irate at the call, it costs the Raiders 6. Instead, it's 2nd and 20. Stabler zips that one complete, and it's not going to matter because they're going into the end zone again. Dokie Williams gets involved. Stabler hits Williams for the score. And the Raiders open it up here in the first half. Pending the extra point, 20-7 Raiders. They run it, and then they look for the big play, and so far that's been a terrific formula for the Raiders. They're 11-1 on the season and ready to take a 20-7 lead into the tunnel here against the Vikings. 5 plays, 75 yards in an even 2 minutes. 57 seconds left on the clock in the first half. The Raiders are up 13. Kickoff taken at the 3. Jake Reed out across the 20. Matt Millen meets him. Introduces himself for the stop at the 23. Cousins in the shotgun. Cousins stands in, swings it left, complete. Gets out of bounds. Cousins now 6 of 10 for 60 yards and a touchdown. That one 8 yards to Ahmad Rashad. He does, of course, have the interception on the opening drive of the game that the Raiders took the ensuing drive into the end zone. Pass behind, but it's reeled in. Nice grab there. I believe that was Rashad again. Vikings burn a timeout out to midfield. Nnamdi Asomugha with the stop. Cousins over the middle. He looks for Rashad again. That one's incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10. A little bit tighter coverage that time from Eddie Anderson. Appreciate you all tuning in here for a live game on this Friday afternoon. I hope the weekend is good for all of you and that the week has been as good as one can hope the work week would be. Nice to get a live one in here. Cousins, plenty of time, but terrific coverage. Cousins tries to get to the outside. He gets to the first down before Long brings him down. The Vikings have used their last timeout. Cousins changes things up at the line. Cook vacates the backfield, goes wide up top. Cousins drops back, he stands in. Looks, he's going to step up again. Cousins doesn't want to run that one. He'll throw it out of bounds to stop the clock. Heads up play by Cousins. He has made poor decisions in situations like that at other times this year we have seen, but that's a good call there. Pass here to the sideline, reeled incomplete down to the 25. Nice grab there by Wiggins. 13 seconds left, and they probably have time for another play, but they're not going to go for that. They'll let Walsh come in, kick it from 42. The Vikings play it safe there. 13 seconds. You'd think they could have run another play. But they'll take the points rather than risk getting stuck in the middle of the field there. Kickoff brought out. 6 seconds left. Stabler will down it and get us into the tunnel with the score 20-10 Oakland. It's a good first half here in Oakland. The Raiders just continue to look like the best team in football. 20-10 lead for Oakland. Again, they run it hard. They come up with the big play on offense, and the defense has been terrific. The second-ranked defense in the league. Another game we'll have streamed here on the channel this week. Colts and Bengals, both at 7-5. That's a huge matchup for both of those teams, stuck in the muddled middle of the pack AFC playoff picture. Panthers and Saints will also be here on the channel. They are also 7-5. And then the Rams and the Ravens. The Ravens at 5-7, that is not a good place to be in the AFC. AFC is jam-packed with teams with 6, 7, and 8 wins. So the Ravens are going to have to pretty much run the table. The Rams very much in the picture in the NFC. NFC has a lot of bottom dwellers. The Bears, the Lions, the Seahawks. Kind of a muddled pack there as we get into the final quarter of year one here of the FSFL. We start the second half. That ball is jarred loose. Gotta see who came up with it. I think the Vikings may have that ball. And they do. First turnover of the game for the Raiders. The kickoff is fumbled. The Vikings take over at the Raiders 25. Pass, Adam Thielen. Down inside the 10, down to the 5, first and goal. Well, the Vikings needed a way to get back into this game in a hurry. That'll do it. Force a fumble on the opening kickoff of the second half. And then Cousins hits Thielen. First and 10 from the 5. And the energy here in Oakland has changed quickly. Man in motion. Thielen gets a little bit closer. Cousins drops. Stands in. He rolls to the right. Looks out to the side. Complete. And that's going to be a touchdown. Ted Brown slips out into the flat. And Cousins finds him. Brown gets into the end zone. And the Vikings are going to bring this game within 3. So they get the field goal late in the first half. They force a fumble on the opening kickoff of the second half. And they convert that into a score. And now the Vikings are within 3 here in Oakland. Again, I assume the extra point, which I probably shouldn't. One of these days that'll burn me. But I don't think that's today. Blair Walsh puts it up and through. 20-17 Raiders, less than a minute into the third. Walsh's kick taken out across the 20 to the 21, held with both hands on this return. So Stabler and company will get to work. Still with a lead, but much more tenuous than it was a few minutes ago. Allen the lone setback. Handoff. There's Allen. Out across the 25 to the 26. 13 carries, 58 yards so far from Marcus Allen. 2nd and 5. Shotgun formation. Stabler gives it to Allen again. Fights through one tackler and gets the first down. Good run there by Allen. Out to the 32. Flattens Winfield at the end of the play. Sticks will move. It's a first down for the Raiders. Handoff. Marv Hubbard brought down from behind. Not going anywhere. Allen Page tracks him down from the rear. 2nd and 12. It's a loss of 2. Stabler drops. Pass. Incomplete. Third and 12. Stabler drops. Stands in. Way too much time. Stabler spins. Looks he's going to throw it away. Great coverage down the field by the Vikings. Chad Greenway letting Stabler know all about it. Good job by the offensive line there. The Raiders are getting healthy on that offensive line. They've allowed a decent amount of sacks this year. So far, they've held the Vikings to 1. Vikings averaging, I think it's upward. They've got 40 sacks so far on the season through 13 weeks. 1st and 10 from the 31. Vikings take over. They've crawled back into this game after being down 20-7. Hand off for Cook. Nothing there. Millen on the stop. He loses 2. 15 carries for Cook. Only 37 yards. 2nd and 12 for the Vikes. Cousins stands in. Looks. Left-hand side. Incomplete. Looked like a miscommunication there. That throw wasn't anywhere near anybody. 3rd and 12. Cousins stands in. Looks. Complete. That's Wiggins down into Raiders territory. Cousins now 12 of 19. 2nd catch of the game for Jermaine Wiggins. Cousins, good protection there. Wiggins gets into some open space. Into that play, Nnamdi Asomugha got up wondering how he got into such open space. Coming up on 10 minutes left in quarter number 3. Still plenty of time left in this one in Oakland. The late handoff, Osborne. He is brought down from behind. Loses a yard. John Matuzak chases him down for the stop. It's a loss of 1. It'll be 2nd and 11. Quick. Complete. Moss spins away from a tackle. Nicely done by Randy Moss to get to the first down. Down to the 28. That's only Moss's 3rd catch of the game. We haven't heard from Moss since the touchdown reception earlier, actually. Handoff Cook. Picks up 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. Howie Long on the hit. Broncos and Chargers, a huge game there. Both at 7 and 5. So neither one of those teams is going to win this division with the Raiders in it. Again, the Raiders are 11 and 1. The Broncos, Chargers, and Chiefs are all 7 and 5. All 4 teams with winning records. Somebody is going to end up with a winning record. Somebody's probably going to end up with 10 wins and not make the playoffs. Pass there, incomplete. That Broncos-Chargers game, a huge one. Huge ramifications for both teams. So the Raiders bend but don't break on the drive. Now Walsh will come on to try to tie it up from 42. The snap, the kick, it is up, and it is good. So Walsh gets them level. splits the uprights from 42 yards away. We're tied at 20 in Oakland. Kickoff taken at the 4. Out across the 20 to the 23. In Atlanta, huge win for the Falcons over the Buccaneers. The toilet bowl matchup, the Lions defeated the Bears late 16-15 in a game that was as ugly as one would expect. Jacksonville over Cleveland. Saw the Jets. Jets had to come from behind in that game to avoid becoming Houston's first victim of the year. The Texans now 0-13. They are terrible. Their offense is non-existent. Carolina's tough defense heads into New Orleans. That's a big game for those two teams as well. Play action, Stabler. Pass, complete. Mervin Fernandez in the Vikings territory. He's down inside the 43. Stabler now 9 of 18. Every one of those completed passes, it felt like, has been for 20. That wasn't a pretty ball from Stabler, but it got there. 1st and 10 from the Vikings 43. Allen in the backfield. Takes the handoff. Pressure from the far side. Good job chasing down from behind. Lonnie Warwick with the tackle. It's a loss of 3. He's 2nd and 13. The Eagles and the Cowboys. Cowboys clinging to their slim playoff hopes. They've got to come up with a big performance there against the Eagles, who are flying high, coming off a big win over the 49ers last Monday night. Pass intended for Fernandez, incomplete. It's 3rd and 13. Stabler drops. Stands in, looks, zips it in, 1st down, complete. That's Tim Brown down inside the 30 to the Vikings 27. Stabler now 10 of 20. 4 catches, 88 yards for Tim Brown, who had the big touchdown reception earlier. Good job by the Snake to fire that one in there. Coming up on 5 minutes, inside 5 minutes, left in quarter number 3. We're tied at 20 here in Oakland. Handoff. Smith doesn't get much. He gets 2. This is a matchup that when the schedule came out at the start of the season was circled. Knew both of these teams were going to be good, although many people thought, myself included, that the Vikings were going to be better than they are. The Vikings sitting at 6-6. Has been a disappointment for sure. They had the best defensive line in football. But they've given up big plays through the air at times. Cousins has thrown inopportune interceptions at times. And the Vikings have managed to, on multiple occasions, snatch the victory. 3rd and 10 from the 15. Stabler drops back. Looks, left-hand side, complete, down inside the 5. That's Siani. Brought down just shy of the goal line. It'll be 1st and goal from the 1. Mike Siani pulls that one in. First and goal from the 1. Coming up on 2 minutes left in the 3rd. Allen up the middle, tries to dive, and he got popped. Oh, my goodness. Keith Millard may have paid a price on that one. I think that was Millard who hit Allen. Allen tries to dive in. Millard pops him in midair, stuffs him, 2nd and goal. Delayed handoff. The Vikings get through again. Everson Griffin brings Allen down in the backfield. Loss of 3. 3rd and goal for the Raiders. And the Vikings goal line defense coming up in a big way here. Less than 90 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. They're going to pass, and the Vikings come full blitz. Down goes Stabler for the 2nd time in the game. Sacked back at the 9. It'll be 4th and goal, and Barr will come on for the 26-yarder. to try to put the Raiders in front. Kick is up and good. But that's going to be considered a win for the Vikings. First and goal from the 1. They hold the Raiders to 3. 23-20 Oakland, 43 ticks left in the third. And thank you all for tuning in. Kindly bang that like button if you have not as of yet. Subscribe if you have not as of yet as well. Lots of stuff going on here on the channel. We got the Franchise Stars Basketball Association rolling. I will have an update on boxing plans in the next few days once I can go and put a video together. Hand off Dalvin Cook out across midfield into Raiders territory down to the 41. First and 10 for the Vikings. The Vikings have taken some shots in the mouth in this game, but they've answered them. We'll see if Cousins gets another play off before the third quarter comes to a close, and he'll let it run out. So the Vikings will discuss things as the teams flip sides. 23-20 Raiders as we head to the fourth in Oakland. Good one going here. Hand off Cook. Cook to the outside. Tries to get around Millen. Millen drags him down, but not until he gets the first down. 18 carries for 75 yards for Dalvin Cook so far. Millen and Howie Long having a discussion at the end of that play. First and 10 from the 30. Quick slant, incomplete. Osborne the lone setback. Thielen is on the low side. Moss up top with Rashad. Hand off to Osborne. Stopped shy of the marker. Skip Thomas on the tackle. It'll be 3rd and 1 from the 22. Big third down here. It's a handoff to Cook, who gets the first down. Inside, they'll call it at the 15. Say that's where the knee hit. First and 10, sticks move. It's a first down for the Vikings. Shotgun handoff. It's Osborne. Osborne goes off tackle, and there's plenty of room for him. Osborne down to the 1. So on the Raiders' last drive, the Vikings had to make a first and goal from the 1 stand. They held the Raiders to a field goal. Now the Raiders will have to do the same. Loaded backfield here for Bud Grant behind Kirk Cousins. Handoff, it's Brown. Brown tries to fight his way in. He's not going to get there. It'll be 2nd and goal. Dan Connors trying to pump up the silver and black attack on defense. I formation. Snap. Looks. Passes. End zone. Touchdown. Randy Moss, his 2nd touchdown of the game. Cousins hits him on the quick little hook route. Moss gets the Vikings on top, pending the extra point. It'll be 27-23. So the Vikings decide to not try to pound it in on this Raiders defense again. Blair Walsh comes on for the extra point. Kick is up. And good. 27-23. 8 plays, 65 yards on that drive for the Vikings. The Raiders in an unfamiliar position of playing from behind. First and 10 from the 24. Brown brought down on the reverse. They tried to get a little cute. Vikings not having it. Lonnie Warwick blows that one up. Brown brought down for a loss of 6. 2nd and 16. Stabler drops, he stands in. Looks, hits Brown. Has a little bit of room out near the 30, but the Vikings are able to contain him. It'll be 3rd and 5. Stabler at the line. Drops. Looks, pressure from the outside. Carl Eller brings him down. Eller gets to Stabler, lands hard on top of him. Third sack for the Vikings. And Carl Eller, who we have not called his name much in this one, makes his presence known there. Stabler, nothing he can do about that. You are not getting away from Carl Eller in that situation. So the punting unit comes on. Marquette King will try to bang the Raiders out of here. Coming up on 9:30 left in the game. Vikings lead it by 4, 27-23. Fair catch called by Jake Reed back at the 32, and that's where the Vikings will take over. So now if you're Bud Grant, you're getting in Kirk Cousins' ear and making clear we cannot turn the ball over here. Again, it's not like Cousins has an absurd number of interceptions. He's thrown one in this game. But it seems like he has just thrown picks at the worst possible time this season for the Vikings. We've done a lot of Vikings games on the channel. Pick up a 5 there, 2nd and 5. Expect to see a heavy dose of Dalvin Cook on this drive, although Cousins drops back to pass. He throws for Cook, it's broken up, incomplete. 3rd and 5 from the 37. Cousins takes the snap. They're going to throw again. Right-hand side, incomplete. Got to question the play calling a little bit there for Minnesota. I know you'd like to get this up and make it a touchdown game if you could at least get a field goal. But you got 5 yards on 1st down. I think you run it on 2nd, then throw it on 3rd if you have to. Instead, they punt. Tim Brown calls for the fair catch, and the Raiders will start from their 22. Off Allen. Not much there. Jeff Simon and company bring them down. Good job by the Vikings. 2nd and 10 for the Raiders. Stabler drops back. Pass incomplete. Third and 10. Stabler drops back. Looks complete. 1st down. That's Siani out across the 40 to the 45. 1st down there for the Raiders. Everson Griffin in need of some assistance for Minnesota. 7:43 left in the game. 27-23 Vikings. And off Allen. He is met and driven down. The Vikings linebackers have really filled the gaps well in this game. Again, we talked earlier, that line needs to be double teamed. They need to be picked up. And the linebackers have hit the gaps well. They've got several tackles in the backfield during the course of this one. Stabler dumps it complete. Not too much there from Miller, though. They're right on top of him. It's 3rd and 11. 4th catch of the game from Miller. We're down inside 6.5 minutes. Stabler drops. Pump fake. Now he stands in, rolls a little bit to the right, looking for an opening, throws back to the left-hand side, incomplete. And the punting unit will come on once more. Stabler clearly thought somebody was supposed to be somewhere there. John Randall with a little bump in the back to Art Shell as he walks past him. Vikings defense feeling it right now. Punt. Bounces into the end zone. And the Vikings will take over from the 20. So big drive potentially in this game. Vikings 6:11 left on the clock. 5-4. Too much time to go into a shell, but at the same time, you don't want to take unnecessary risks if you're Minnesota. 1st down handoff. Dalvin Cook slips through a very small hole. Finds his way to 4 yards. 21 carries, 91 yards on the day for Dalvin Cook. 2nd and 6 from the 24. There's movement. Oh, he gets back in time before the snap, though. No harm, no foul there for the Raiders. Somebody had jumped there up top. Cook brought down just shy of the marker. It'll be 3rd and inches as we get inside 5 minutes remaining. 3 in the backfield for Bud Grant behind Cousins. Handoff. It's Osborne. He's got the first down. Millen brings him down hard, but Osborne, 7 carries for 42 yards on the day. 6 yards a carry for Dave Osborne, who's been used to give Cook a little bit of a breather in this one. Coming up on 4 minutes. That first down is big. It'll let the Vikings run the clock down a bit more. Hand off to Cook. Tied up at the line. He'll pick up 2, a yard shy of 100 on the day. 2nd and 8 from the 34. Low snap. They give it to Cook. He is brought down by Otto. 3rd and 9. Coming down to the 3-minute mark. Big 3rd down here. The Vikings will throw. Cousins drops back. Pressure. Spin move by Long. He gets Cousins around the ankle, but Cousins keeps his feet. Goes down the field and completes it. Oh, what a play, Kirk Cousins. Howie Long went down to the ground on a spin move. He got Cousins around the ankle. Cousins steps out of it and fires a strike down the field. 1st and 10 Vikings from the Raiders' 28-yard line. Now they pass there, incomplete, intended for Wiggins. Surprised to see them go back to the air there. Bud Grant's team can't get greedy here. Handoff, Cook. Inside the 25, brought down at the 22. It'll be 3rd and 3. That's going to bring us down near the 2-minute warning. Cousins at the line. Figure he'll let it pick down. And it will. So this play is pretty much the game here, you have to think. If the Vikings get a first down here, they can get this clock down pretty deep. The Raiders do have 3 timeouts left. Handoff, Cook, he's stopped. So it'll be 4th and 1. The Raiders take a timeout. Oh, and the Vikings are going to try to finish this game off here. Brown was close, and he gets it. Oh boy, that's such a dangerous play call there. I feel like you probably should kick the field goal there, but it works out for the Vikings. And now Cook turns the corner inside the 5, down to the 2. The Raiders are out of timeouts. The Vikings down to the 2-yard line. Cousins will take the knee, and the Vikings are going to come into Oakland and pull off a huge, huge victory for their playoff hopes. Now instead of the knee, they go to a handoff here. Dalvin Cook goes up the middle and in, and that will put the capper on it. So Dalvin Cook runs it in for the Vikings. A little Madden clock management silliness there. No reason to take a knee if you're just going to run an actual play to play after it. That doesn't happen often, but I have seen it happen before. So Blair Walsh with the extra point. It is up, and it is good. 34-23, 13 plays, 80 yards. The Vikings' biggest drive of the season, you could say, is going to put a wrap on this one. No timeouts left for the Raiders. They trail by 11, 1:03 left on the clock. So the Raiders will fall to 11-2. The Vikings will improve to 7-6. Minnesota will hope that the Giants can keep the Packers' disappointing season going in that direction. And that would give the Vikings a 2-game lead in the NFC North. Stabler drops back. Looks. Pass complete. That'll be a first down. No huddle offense here. Stabler up to the 35. Takes the snap. Looks. Left-hand side. Incomplete. 2nd and 10. Stabler, pass, incomplete. 3rd and 10. Stabler 16 of 31. Several, good chunk completions. He's a tick over the 300-yard mark. Pass down the middle, incomplete. He's got 2 touchdowns. He didn't turn the ball over. Tell you, the Raiders fumbling that opening kickoff of the second half really turned this game around. It was 20-10. Deep down the right side. Oh, complete. Clinging to life. Stabler zips one. That'll pad the stats a bit. The clock will run out. And that will bring it to a close here in Oakland. Bud Grant and the Vikings come up with a big victory. Madden not pleased at all with the result of this one. Raiders have nothing to complain about. They're 11-2 on the season. The Raiders will be fine. Gene Upshaw stops by to say hello to Bud Grant. Plenty of respect among these two teams. And the Vikings, if the Vikings can get into the playoffs, nobody's going to want to play them. I can promise you that defensive line can cause too much havoc. Randy Moss on offense, Randy Moss needs no introduction. Again, Cousins is prone to lapses, I get it. And the Vikings secondary, while decent, has allowed a bunch of big plays. I understand those things. But the Vikings have a lot of assets that a lot of teams in this league would kill to have. So 34-23, the Vikings come into Oakland and get it done. That play by Cousins, that was one of the more fun plays to watch in the course of this season. Cousins getting away from Howie Long. It's probably not going to be in the highlight reel because it wasn't a scoring play, but maybe it will be. Let's go and take a look. Was this the play? Was that Tashianko? I think this is it. So Long goes for the spin move. He goes down. Long gets Cousins around the ankle here. Cousins steps his way out, trips his way out of it, resets, and then throws an absolute strike, which was much better than my camera work, down the field. That's just awesome. It's funny because, Madden, they do so much stuff right. I know, crapping on EA is just kind of a hobby to some people. It's just kind of silly. But, that is just a terrific play on all fronts to have happen. They get a lot right, which is why it makes the nonsensical stuff that they get wrong so incredibly annoying. Because, man, when it clicks, this game really is just terrific and a heck of a lot of fun. So we'll check out our team stats. 1 yard difference in total offense, but the Vikings grinded out on the ground. Dalvin Cook, Dave Osborne was terrific. That's usually the Raiders' MO. Marcus Allen is second in the league in rushing. Holding the Raiders to 65 yards on the ground is a fantastic job by the Minnesota defense. That is huge. Huge performance by them. They come up in a big way. They get the 3 sacks on the day. Hilgenberg had 2. Pretty much of the same variety. But that Carl Eller sack was a big play as well. Terrific game. And we'll see if that kind of jumpstarts something for the Vikings now. As they look to kind of hold on and win that weak NFC North. It definitely puts pressure on the Packers to right their ship. That Packers-Giants game will certainly be an interesting one. One thing that I'm doing is, now that I've really kind of got this clicking well, I'm probably going to post other games with the EA broadcast crew for the week that I just sim out, and I'll post those here on the channel. So you'll be able to watch those other games, even if they're not the games that I'm calling. I keep on meaning to do kind of a state of the channel update, but that's one of the things I might start doing a little bit more. I'm still going to call the big games, and I'll broadcast every playoff game, but it's going to let me get through some things a little bit more quickly. And also, I just think it lets people see, more content and more stuff from the leagues kind of at their leisure, and, rather than me worrying about, I have to slip a stream in, I have to do this, I have to do that. So look forward to seeing some of those other games here from week 14 and beyond that I won't broadcast myself. up here on the channel soon. So again, thank you guys for tuning in here on this Friday. Not sure what my next stream will be over the weekend. Is always a little bit dicey. You know, it's kind of family time. The only time my wife and I get to see each other, and I work on Sundays. So I might not have another stream until Monday, but we'll see. I'll try to get some basketball games posted or something like that from the opening night of the FSBA, and now we'll get on to a regular schedule with the basketball as well. Anyway, guys, thanks again. Enjoy the rest of your night and your weekend. If I don't pop back on, bang that like button, please. Subscribe if you have not as of yet. And most importantly, be good to each other. And we'll talk soon. The Vikings come up big, 34-23 in Oakland.